Welcome back, everyone. Going into part two here of. Are we 89, Adam? Do you know? Is that
We are, yeah. This
episode
is episode
89?
89.
All right. Well, let's make sure we all
89,
die.
dude.
Jesus Christ. All right. Jadar and Kalimat are off to their doom while me and Shadrick are hanging out in the forest, you know? We're just hanging
After
out.
their
So,
doom.
yeah. So Shadrick and Yoji are crouched to the edge of the woods as we see the lovely dragonborn couple advancing towards the farm. So as you get closer, you can see this pastoral little homestead. It's two squat stone buildings with thatched roofs. There are four separate fields growing tall with stalks of some deep green vegetable of some kind, and there are a handful of what look like at this distance humans moving around doing chores and what have you. You don't see any pack animals or anything. And you're just walking straight forward?
I think we're discussing along the way what our story should be.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Please.
Well, I feel like I should tell you, Jadara, that I have a talent for inspiring fear into anyone I talk to. If I can have a conversation with them. My plan is to get everyone in the same room and convince whoever is the head of the family or farm or whatever, the person who's in charge, convince them that staying here would mean their demise and possibly the demise of the farm and surrounding area, so on and so forth, doom, gloom, all of that. But I'm at a loss or haven't come up with an idea of how to get into the door and get them gathered.
I think I can help you with that one. You see, your wife is super distraught and full of fear. And as soon as I get to the door, I'm just going to collapse in fear and I'll need to be taken inside to be taken care of. That's when you tell them of the horrors we saw.
Of course, some sort of wave of destruction. Well, they say the best stories have a kernel of truth. I can definitely weave a tale of creatures from another land using magic or anti-magic portals, destroying and raising everything and supplanting themselves like a virus. I think I can manage.
One thing you're very good at is weaving a miraculous tale. You'll hit them when they least expect it. Bring fear in their hearts. Play them like an instrument. I'll do all I can to help you.
Thank you. It is appreciated.
No problem.
Okay.
That's
While
what
we
I'm
have a
here.
moment away, and as we're walking up to this to enact our plan, I would like to pick your brain about, well, what do you think about this? The cult's mission.
I don't know. There's something I feel like we're missing a very important piece of information. And I think once we figure out who this woman is, it'll become more clear. Something is off. We should have more intel than this. We're being kept in the dark on purpose, and I don't know why.
Perhaps to test our loyalty. They must know if we are to take her back alive that we would question her.
Exactly. Many things don't add up, and I'm keeping an eye out. Something doesn't seem right with this mission.
How long have you been with the cult?
About a year now. And had to work my way up, do many things with them, things I don't want to repeat. Been an arduous journey.
How did you connect with him in the first place?
Through Yoji. He stopped me from doing something very stupid back in the Court of Coins. Something if I had done, I probably wouldn't be here today. He told me about the cult and brought me here just before I was about to do something.
Just by the way you talk to each other, I could tell you have a history. Perhaps romantic.
Well, more like I was prying him for information and making him think what he wanted about our relationship. It's what I do best.
Yeah, I was
I
going
like
to say
how you get. I was just gonna say, I like how you get like 10 yards away from Yoji, and you're just like, let me just spill the whole situation. Listen, he's a dick. I never loved him. He's terrible in bed. He thinks he's a cool ninja, but he's not. He's not. I've seen him. You should see this guy around the house.
Yeah.
He never cleans up. Yoji, don't even get me started.
Never shuts up about the football team, man.
Yeah, he keeps going on about his magic bow like it's the coolest thing. Yeah.
About how one day he's going to construct this piece of art that's going to change the world with its gore and its blood.
You'll see. You'll see someday. It just gets older and older. Yep, it's perfect.
I was going to say that you seem very skilled in the art of subterfuge. I listen to you speak and I can't tell head from tail.
And I'm doing my job correctly.
Yeah, you do it with such an air of sincerity. It I would say it rivals my own, but I think you've probably surpassed my skill.
I have weaved so much truth into lies that I sometimes forget where the one ends, the other begins. It comes so naturally to me.
I'd like to know what your goal is. Not just for this or for the cult, but for your life. Where do you want it to go?
It's funny you say that, because I don't feel alive anymore. The only thing that gets me going is a dark pit of rage and hatred in the center of my soul right now. It burns, and all that keeps me going.
Big mood. Yeah. Feeling it.
Sounds like someone is in search of revenge, retribution. Am I?
Yeah,
close?
that's definitely part of it. Let me ask you: has anyone ever tricked you or did you wrong in your past?
You see a smile like go across his face, like a smile that of regret. Oh yes, I've been tricked.
Now,
And many.
did you ever repay that person for whatever they did to you?
Oh yes, I did. I only
You know
regret that I could not pay them again and again and again. for each life.
Ah, you see that feeling right there when you had them in your sight and you finally made them pay for what they did to you. That is what I want to feel. That's what keeps me going. I want to feel that feeling just once.
I do warn you, though, after you have taken your revenge and you have felt that feeling, it can be much like the end of lovemaking with someone and you question them. Yes, there's a release, and yes, it's wonderful. But afterwards, you feel kind of hollow.
For the viewers at home, that's what sex is like. You do it, and then you wish you were dead.
No, I said with someone in question who's questionable.
Yeah,
Maybe you
sure. Yeah, okay. Mhm.
Indeed. I know I probably won't feel all the way better once he pays, but I'll still relish the feeling when it's happening.
I hope I get the chance to. Well, I almost said see it. Well, I hope I get the chance to be there. We'll say.
Even if you're not, if I accomplish what I want, all will hear about it.
I know that feeling as well.
Good. So, with that grim chuckle, the two of you approach close enough to the village. Now, you are, yeah, right. You've been having this conversation, walking through the farm, and everyone's listening to you. Like, Jesus Christ, who are these two? No, so you're just approaching the edge now, and the intent here is that you are out in the open, right? That they see you. Is that the plan? Okay. All right. So, as you walk up, if you both don't have inspiration, take it already.
Okay.
And so as you approach, as you get close enough to be spotted, a young, maybe like 13-year-old like boy who is in the midst of what looks like he's he'd be like clearing the path. It looks like there's been some rain recently, and he's leveling out the path that leads up to the thing, and he's got a shovel, and he looks up and he sees you, and he like squints a little bit because you get the sun behind you, and he sees like strangers, and he sees strange strangers, and he drops the shovel and he runs back to the house. Not shouting, not panicky, just like you can see Jadara in his face that he was like, okay, these are strangers. I don't recognize them. Gotta go get somebody, and then he like, runs back to the house.
Probably
Do you
getting
stop?
his parents.
Yeah, do you stop or do you keep walking into the field?
Did I hear
you
this happen? Would it alert me?
Yes. Yeah, you would have heard somebody like get up and move.
Okay. What happened?
Little boy, he saw us and he ran to get his parents. They'll probably be coming to us soon.
Oh. Well, then let's continue on, and remember, put on your horror.
I'm already grabbing onto your shoulder, just crying into my handkerchief, just so distraught, and I'm putting all my effort onto you, but I'm still kind of guiding you towards the door. I'm guiding you, but yeah. I'm
So we
crying.
cut to the inside of a peasant's shed. It's just like a little hovel. There's some places for sleeping. It's one room. There's a stove, or not even a stove. There'd be like a fire pit with a fire going, and there's a cauldron or a kettle nearby. Inside there is a man, sort of late middle age, sitting on a stool, and he's sewing something. He's got like a pair of pants or something in his hands, and he's like sewing them. And the door bangs open, and he looks up with surprise, and we see the kid come in, and the kid says something in like a peasant dialect, that we don't get subtitles for. The dad gets up and he reaches and he grabs an axe, not a battle axe, but like a woodsman's axe. He grabs it and puts it over his shoulder and puts on like a tough face, and he follows his kid outside. He steps out of the house, and you see him come out. He's holding his axe. The kid is behind him. He shouts something to the other building across the way, the smaller building, and we see in the loft, it's like a little barn. We see in the loft, there's down below, there's some goats, and above in the loft there are two girls. They're like 8 and 10 maybe, and the dad says something to them sternly, and they get that kind of same look the boy got, where he was like, trouble. Okay. And they like crouch down and hide. They hide in the hay in the loft. And the father and his son, the son walking a few paces behind, trying not to look scared, follows his father, and they walk up towards you between the fields. And so you stop maybe 100 feet away from the house. And he stops and he stares at you, and we get this moment of like kind of the split screen where it's him and we see you over his shoulder, and then we see him over your shoulder, and he has this stern look on his face, like he's ready to defend his land if need be, but he's trying to not be scared of these like strange creatures that have just showed up. What do you do? You're about 30 feet away from him.
There's a man in front of you about 30 feet. Looks like he's holding an axe. Looks like he owns the farm.
Mm-hmm. Try and get his attention, if you can.
He's staring right at us right now.
What language are you speaking when you're talking right now?
I'm using whisper, the cantrip to whisper into his ear, using magic,
okay.
So my lips aren't moving.
Okay. So what do you do?
How far away is he?
About 30 feet. Or how far he was, Adam said.
He's about 30 feet, 30 or 40 feet.
Okay. Get his attention and ask him if we may come inside, or just get him over here so we can talk to him without shouting.
Sir, my husband, he needs to talk to you.
And he looks, the kid takes a step forward, right? Hearing this like crying lady, and it's like, oh, I gotta help. And then the dad puts his hand on the kid's chest, like, hold on. And the dad with the axe points it at you, and he shouts something in whatever language these people speak.
Mm.
You pick up a few words here and there, like their deviation from common is not as far deviated from it as like Mod's was. Mod is a peasant from like a way deeper, like foreign country, basically. These are like outskirts peasants who you can kind of understand a few words. You get the general impression of what he's saying, but the body language is like, who are you? What are you doing here? And he like points the axe at you.
Right.
There's the unstated what are you, but yeah.
Absolutely. Hello? Can you understand me? Do you speak the common tongue?
And he scowls and he looks at his kid, and his kid says something in peasant, and then the dad says something back to the kid, and the kid says, "My father can't understand you, but I can. Who are you? What are you doing here? We don't have anything for you to steal."
We are not thieves. We are travelers. We come with a warning, and we would appreciate your aid. Could you please tell your father that I'm going to use just a small bit of magic so I can understand and speak to him. Will you let him know so he's not alarmed?
The kid says something to his father, and the father like takes a step forward and like brandishes the axe at you, and points like back at the woods. He doesn't look like he's gonna rush you or anything. So if you wanted to like cast the spell, you probably could without it being a thing.
Yes. So what happens as through the experience of casting the comprehend languages spell, it has grown into something a bit more powerful that I'm just now noticing. So I was casting the spell just so I could understand what the father was saying and then have the son translate, but it has become a more powerful spell where I can not only understand but speak to whoever's around me.
Right,
So,
and an evolution, a harmony of your earlier magics together, resonating at a better level. So yeah. So now, now you can understand,
and I can understand any spoken language, and also when I speak, any creature that knows that any one language can understand me.
Right. So now, Jadara, even if Kalimat were speaking peasant, you would be able to understand it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It kind of gives you like a divine language. So you're not actually speaking any specific language. You're just speaking, and the words you are conveying, everyone can understand them.
It's the language of dance. It's universal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You get out your fans and you start doing the whole thing. Yeah. No, it's perfect. Okay. So what do you say? So you cast the spell, and the dad like clutches the axe and snarls, and the kid is like, "It's okay, like hang on. He said he was gonna do this."
Sir, I assume you can understand me now. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to alarm you, but this will be much quicker if we can communicate. We are coming from a place of horrible sights, terrible to behold. Please, I think it would be best if we gathered everybody from your farm and spoke inside. There's no time to waste.
Like, make a roll here because you're being deceptive. Make a deceptive roll. Let's see you deceive him. Obviously Jadar is helping you. He's gonna oppose with insight. He's got help from his kid.
Okay.
But he's also not very wise. So go ahead. 25. Okay. Good. Fantastic. All right.
Oh, with advantage.
I got an 11.
Okay.
So he believes your story, but it doesn't mean he's not mind controlled. You haven't persuaded him. He just doesn't think like, wait, you're lying to me. So he looks at the kid, and they look at each other, and the kid says, "What are they, father?" And the dad looks at you, and he says, I don't mean to be inhospitable, but I have to protect my family, and you're still strangers. You say you've seen horrible things. Where have you come from? Who are you? What sort of creatures are you?
We've come. You are familiar with the city of Brass. And you're familiar. I don't know.
Yeah.
The word has spread here.
So just for context, this is the equivalent of like a random tribal village in the Amazon, and being like, you've heard about New York City, right? You know about this place? And they look at each other, and the dad is like, that place isn't real. And like he just kind of gives a skeptical look, and the kid nods and looks at you like, yes, the city far away in the desert. You're very far from home if that's where you say you're from.
Oh, yes. Very far from home indeed. We have been trying to outrun the most terrible thing I have ever seen in my life. And I say see.
Outrun it? Is it chasing you? Have you brought terror to my doorstep? And he like looks back at his kid like, oh shit, we got to get out of here.
It is not chasing me. It is spreading everywhere. Trying to stay ahead of it has been a task, very difficult task. And as this is going on, as I'm talking to the father, I am trying to, let's see. There it is. I'm trying to invoke the words of terror.
Okay.
And you speak to a humanoid alone for at least 1 minute. You can attempt to seed paranoia in its mind. At the end of the conversation, the target must succeed on a wisdom throw, or become frightened of you or another creature of your choice.
Okay. Sure.
It lasts.
Yeah.
It lasts for 1 hour, but I'm hoping like to convince him hard enough that he has to stay away for a while.
Technically, you're not alone, but I'm not gonna fucking nitpick you over this. I think this makes sense. This is fine. Like it's fine to treat them as a unit here.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll have the roll. So what do you want? Who is your primary target? You can still only pick one of them. Is it dad or is it the kid?
Oh, it's dad. It's got to be dad.
Okay. And you want to make him afraid of what?
I'm going to describe like the demon
Please.
that we saw that was awoken underneath the city of brass. So it's not a lie as far as that goes.
Okay. Make a performance check.
Okay.
For your words of terror, describing this thing in the worst possible way.
31.
Jesus
There we go.
fucking Christ.
There we go.
Okay, cool. Well, he's
bonus.
gonna have disadvantage. He's gonna have disadvantage on his wisdom save.
Here comes 220.
Jadara, you've never seen or heard the like you know about Yoji and Yoji's mission to awaken Maru Bhavati and like that whole thing, but you've never heard a description of Maru Bhavati, and even you're a little like, holy shit.
Yeah, I think
Like Kalimat and Yoji survived that thing. It's a big deal.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right. So
I go into detail about how like this creature was so terrifying and so like, okay, there's the save. So terrifying and so awful that I felt like I couldn't get it out of my mind, so I scratched my eyes out, like almost like without even knowing it, kind of a thing. Like it had that big of a hold on me, like just terror. I got shit. So
okay.
and please just heed my words and remove yourself and anyone you care about from this place. It can't be far behind us. Everybody.
And he's like trembling, and he looks at you and he says, "This thing is coming here." And he looks back at the forest.
I don't know, but I can tell you that it's going to be everywhere soon.
Okay.
Fall over.
Yeah. Okay. He turns to the kid and he says to him, "Get your sisters. Meet me inside." And he looks at you, Kalimat, and at Jadara, and he says, "Thank you for giving us some warning." And he drops the axe and he just like starts walking back to the house, just turns his back on you. The axe just falls in the dirt. And the kid like runs off to the other barn to go get his sisters. And you're just left alone, standing out in the field.
Did it work?
They're walking away. They don't look like they're running away. I'll have to give it a little bit to see if they're actually running away, gonna leave or not.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to wait, you just stand there and like watch and see what happens.
Well, I suggest that we approach their houses and ask for possibly some food, some water, while we are on our way.
Yes. I think that's good. That we can also see how many are inside.
So you see the boy come out of the little goat loft, and he's got his two sisters with him. The three of them head for the house. They go inside the house. So they head inside, and I guess they leave the gate open. So like a bunch of goats just like come out into the
Goat tokens ready to go. I love
into
it.
the field. So some goats. There's like a half dozen of these goats. They just come out and there's like, bleh, like looking around, like walking. One of them goes starts chewing on the. Yeah, so they're just walking around.
I just want I was hoping they'd be like those screaming goats. That sound like human screams.
Yeah, the
so I
gate.
get
So the
I'm
goats.
like, what the
Yeah, the
fuck
goats. The goats all come out. It's like four lady goats and like a little baby goat, and then like a slightly bigger dad goat. And there's this shot of the field and the goats just kind of standing with their weird eyes, and you just hear the like bang, bang as the breeze is like caught the open door of the little goat thing and is just like knocking against the post.
There's a bunch of goats out here now. I think we should go towards inside and see what's happening.
Lead the way.
I get back up and embrace and hold on to you again and start walking towards the front door.
All right, when you get to like about here or so, this goat steps out into the path and like shakes its horns. It's a big shaggy black goat. And it just like shakes its fur at you and like bleats angrily. Kalima, you hear a goat. You hear an angry goat noise.
There's a goat. He's showing dominance.
And it just grew giant size.
Yeah, right. The goat's 1,000 feet tall. Yeah, you didn't know this is the farm of the goat lord. It's a special instance. So yeah. So yeah, this goat just like stomps the ground. And he's this big gruff old goat, and he's just like "Brr," and like shakes his head. And yeah, and he's like looking at you like, I dare you, take one more step.
Jadara, you've stopped. What's going on?
He looks angry. It doesn't look like a normal goat. He's got fear, like terror in his eyes.
Well, it's not speaking any language that I can understand.
Yeah, goats don't understand language, so your spell, you don't have goat tongue. I mean, you could kill it, and then you could have goat tongue.
Just in case it was like, I mean, a shapeshifter, polymorph, or whatever.
It's just this by all accounts, this is just a goat. It's just a goat that's grumpy and has been freed from its pen and is now just being a dick and is like, no, it's my house. I'm the king goat. You could try to scare it off or, I don't know, shoot it or something.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like, can we just an animal?
Your breath.
Can you
just use your breath weapon on it and it'll fly away.
Yeah.
Launch the goat into space. Yeah.
Well, if we pose no threat, maybe it'll just back off.
Fine. I stare right at the goat.
The goat stares back at you with its hourglass eyes.
I go, bah! Really loudly at it.
Yeah, it does the same. Like stomps the ground and kind of like lifts up and like stomps its hooves.
Adam, is there
Gonna
any
make
way
an
for
animal
me to see
handling?
this from where we're at?
Yeah, I
in
was
the
gonna say,
forest?
can we cut back to
Yeah, so we cut back to you. You can't, I don't think you can see them, but you do hear a goat noise, and then you hear Jadara making a goat noise, then you hear the goat again. And that's yeah, you can't really see what's going on because of the grass.
What did it say? I assume you can understand it.
Speak to goat.
It's being rude. It doesn't want us to go forward.
Well, tell it to fuck off, or we'll make chops out of
Might
it.
have to engage in battle with the goat. Or
You sound
scare it.
overly happy about that.
So Yoji and Shatter, do you want to do anything? Like, are you going to start like moving forward, or you're like, they still got it, we're fine, everything's fine?
I mean, if all we hear is a goat or 2 goat calls, I don't think that's cause for concern, especially if we can't see anything. There's no way to like line up parallel to the front of this to where we could see them, right? If we go down the forest edge.
Yeah, I mean there's forest essentially like in all of these directions. So you could skirt around this way, I guess, if you wanted to, and then like look this way.
Okay. That's probably what I do then. I look at Shadow and say, I need to go make sure that this is going okay. You guys stay here, you coming with me.
Well, clearly they need help talking to a goat. That's not how you talk to a goat.
Your dialect's all wrong. You're just making racist goat noises.
I just kind of stare at Shadrick for about 5 seconds and then just take off running down the forest line so that I could see the edge. Or rather see them,
Okay.
not the edge.
All right. So you're not making an effort to hide. You're just going to run for it.
The fastest that I can go down the forest edge while hiding, while stealth.
Okay. So you are being stealthy then.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Make a stealth check. Shadrick, are you going to follow?
Ooh,
Yeah, I'm trying to
Oof.
11.
help as well.
All right. Let me see here.
Shadrick's better than me.
Wow, Shadrick's so
Nobody
stealthy.
sees me. Woo!
You go undetected by the
Oh,
goat.
thank God.
So the two of you are moving. Shadrick, you hear another angry bleat, and it immediately like recalls for you a very negative memory. Right, you're cast back to the halls of the Rock Gnome King, and you remember a long procession of like gift bearers, people bringing gifts to lay before the feet of Furchison, Personagetron's pet goat. It's his birthday, and everyone in the kingdom is required by law to bring Furchison a present and lay it at his feet. And you see a goat. You see in your mind's eye the memory of this goat draped in royal fabrics with a big fancy hat, and he's just like parading back and forth in front of the presents and like bleating at people when he disapproves of the presents. And you remember standing in line, clutching your goat present, and thinking like, I can't live here anymore. I hate this place.
Exactly.
Yeah. So you just have this like, huh, and we flash back to you sneaking through the trees, and you just got like sweat beading on your forehead for that terrible memory. Yeah. So meanwhile, back in goat country, Kalimat and Jadara, what are you gonna do?
I have a plan. Get
Well,
ready
okay.
Get ready to run.
No. Hold on. Before we do that, why don't we just call out to the farmer to come collect his goats so we can have some water or something like that? There's nothing wrong with having him call off his goat.
I wanted to kill the goat though.
No, if you kill the goat, it'll look like you're powerful. We don't want that. We want them to leave. Good sir, farmer! Farmer! Your goat is threatening us. Please. Please
The only response is the goat making goat noises in response to your loudness. So you shout, there's no response, and then the goat is just like, bleh! So here's you yelling and wants to get involved.
That was a pretty good little bleat there, Adam. Well done.
Thank you. Thanks.
I can
Is no one
distract
coming?
the goat. They're not making any sounds. We could distract the goat and run by it. I can briefly distract it.
You realize you're asking a blind man to run, and
You'll hold on to my hand. I will
Oh.
grab onto you and force movement on you.
all right. Well, I'll follow your lead then. And I take her hand, and I realize I've never like held hands with her before.
Don't
Never, like,
Ooh,
shook hands or
erotic.
held hands. Like it's always like hand on the shoulder.
We're going to be moving about half as far as we can in a span of 6 seconds as we normally can. But
Imagine the
do that.
fastest you can run in 6 seconds, then run half that fast.
All right. I pop a minor illusion of a goat right in front of the goat.
Oh shit! What kind of goat is it? Is it like a sexy lady goat, or is it
It's-
like a big manly goat?
It's a big, manly, black goat.
Oh.
This is a big goat.
Oh, all right. Here, let me make a mirror goat here. Let me just make illusory mirror goat. Okay. The nega goat appears. Okay.
And
good.
then
Fantastic.
I
This one
grab
might-
grab Calumet and we run slightly into the field and down around the goat.
Okay, yeah. The goat, when your goat appears, this goat like rears up in surprise and just like, "Bark!" and like gets angry and like falls backwards, lands on its butt, flops around in the dirt, flips over, gets up, and then like snorts and kicks the ground and is just like staring this goat down, like shaking its horns. It's gonna get real in just a second between this goat and the illusionary goat. The two of you continue past you sneak past the goat. You get down here. The lady goats, they don't pay you no mind. They just kind of look at you like, go back to chewing the grass. Yeah, so you get past the goat. I think the goat probably, I'm make an intelligence check at disadvantage. That's a commoner. That's not even a goat. Wow. Let's see if the goat's
it's
smarter
funny
than
when
a
you-
person.
You hear your DM say, so yeah, you get past the goat.
-1. All right. So the goat charges the illusionary goat, goes right through it, and then just gets angry, like this cheating, and it turns around and it just like flares its nostrils and stomps around again, and it just keeps trying to kill this goat, and it's just like ramming its head through it, and it cannot figure out that it's an illusion. It just thinks this goat is some kind of like horrible goat, and continues to try to destroy it.
I like
as
seeing
long as the-
the icon going back and forth.
Yeah, he's going ham on this thing.
Makes it more real.
me.
Yeah, thank you. So you slip by, and the other goats kind of ignore you, and you spot. I guess you'd spot Yoji, because if your passive perception is higher than 11, Jadara, you'd spot Yoji, and they're kind of approaching from over here.
Wait, Yoji's over there.
What? We told him. You know what? Never mind. I don't even care.
I'm totally acting as if no one can see me whatsoever, just like prone. Just slowly moving up.
Okay. So you see as you pass by, the rest of the lady goats have come over to see what all the ruckus is about. And we see the original goat. He's like kneeled his like little hooves down and put his like horns on the ground in subservience to this new goat Alpha, and the other goats, the lady goats, are like swarming around like, ooh, look at this sexy new goat. Yeah, so you've fooled the whole herd. They're all just like super into this new goat, their new goat overlord, and yeah, and so they're just kind of like walking around him, kind of like trying to get his attention.
Powerful goat, man.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, so what are you gonna do now?
Seeing Yoji, he's within 120 feet. So I message him again with cantrip. Stay where you are. Don't show yourselves yet.
I just look around like you see me doing this. How'd you know I was here?
I can see you, you idiot.
Oh, okay. Not moving. I just like I look at Shadrock and like get down.
I'm fine. He doesn't know I'm here. I'm tiny.
Okay, and we just stay put.
Okay, so the other two, you want to approach the house?
Yeah, walk up to the front door.
Okay, it doesn't have any windows. It just has the front house. So the door is like partly open. It's just hanging open. Nobody closed it. Just go up and peer inside.
Door's open slightly.
Hold on. I do a light ring of the bell to push out my sense, my force to see the like living things around me.
Okay. There are 2 living people in the building. There's a bunch of goats behind you.
There are 2 people in the house.
Did they go out the back? There were more in there.
I don't know. I can just tell you there are 2 in the house right now. Can I tell like height, age, anything like that?
I don't really think so. Not at this distance.
Okay.
Yeah. So your perception, the bell rings and it washes over them, and you see the 2 of them inside. There's like a fog in the house, actually. That only you can see, Kalimat, like this faint, and it's like settling slowly, like a mist in the air.
There's something inside the house. Something like a cloud, a fog, something like that. I could sense it with the bell.
You say you can only see souls?
Well, I'm not exactly sure. That's what it seemed like, of course. But, I mean, if someone took the form of a fog cloud, maybe?
I don't know. This is weird.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess let's try to.
I'm gonna call out to them and see if they answer it. Hello, please. We just
there's no answer. You hear a shout, and then you hear something get knocked over, and there's like a sound. There's like a scuffle inside.
Please, I mean you no harm. I would like for my wife and I to, if we could just have a bit of food, maybe some water. We are exhausted from running.
Yeah, no answer.
We're going to come in. Please don't harm us.
Yeah, you want to go inside? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So in the house, there's like some furniture and stuff, but this is the scene. Let me just fix these. These are the peasants. So there's that one and this one there, and then
could I make an Arcana check or something like that to see if I know like what that cloud might be, or history, or
you can make an Arcana check, but when Jadara, when you open the door, you see inside, immediately to your right, there are the two girls, and they're laying like face down on the ground in a pool of blood. The dad has the kid, the boy, like it looks like he's hugging him, and he looks up when you come in. And he drops him, and the kid falls against the wall, and you see there's like blood on the front of his shirt, and the dad's holding a knife, and he looks at you, and he drops it, and he just like falls to his knees. And he starts like sobbing. Next to him on the floor over here is like a shrine. There's a little like a shrine to fairly crude, but it looks like it's been around a long time. A crude shrine to the world. So in this incarnation, it's a pregnant human woman holding her stomach, and then under it there is a bowl of rice with a single piece of incense sticking up out of it and burning down, and then next to that there is I guess it would be like an old looking painting of a woman, young woman, standing like very still. There's this painting of this peasant woman. She's in a peasant, like a bridal gown. And the painting looks to be quite old. It's just a little small, and it's next to this shrine. And the father, he looks at you, and then drops the knife. And so, Kalimat, you hear the metallic sound of like a knife hitting the wooden floor of the place. Now you had a check that you wanted to make there, Kalimat, about the cloud.
Yeah, about whatever miss it was. Okay,
make an Arcana check.
13.
There are some theories about the formation and dispersion of souls that involve like a particulate, like the soul congeals into a person and evaporates from them, much in the same way that water forms rain. Maybe that's what you saw. Jadara, what do you see when you open the door?
Kelly.
What?
He's killed the children.
What?
The 2 girls and the boy are dead. He just dropped the knife. He's there on his knees.
I didn't think it was possible to. I must have scared him too much.
Jadara, you hear like a hollow clacking sound in the other room. Like something walking on taloned feet very slowly. It's like coming around that corner.
Something else is in the house. Do you hear that?
I kind of like make my way towards the house to get to the wall and like feel until they hit the door jam and kind of listen.
Okay, and then you so do you just wait? It's getting closer, Jadara.
What is it? Do I hear it?
Yeah, it sounds like footsteps, but there's like big claws on the end of the feet. You hear this like clicking sound against the wooden floor.
I think that's when I pull out my rapier and hold it towards where it's coming from. Prepare.
Okay, so around the corner, you see a horrific sight, a terrible twisted creature. It is chitinous and black. It has a mouth full of jagged teeth, its hands dripping with blood, and it's wearing what looks like the burnt remains of like a bridal dress. It's just like hanging off of its frame, and it comes around the corner, and the father starts screaming in fear, and the creature like looks up at you, and then I need everybody to roll initiative. Shadrach and Yoji, you hear a scream of terror, a man's scream in fear from the house, and Jadara, you're the only one that sees the horrible thing. So let's roll. Let's roll initiative.
Oh boy.
Okay. Okay.
Fantastic. Awesome.
Welcome back, Max.
Yep, I heard everything. I know what's going on. And it's all fucking great.
Okay. All right. So let me reroll for this. Where's my sheet? There it is.
Are we? Oh, there are tokens.
Okay.
Yeah, we're over to the right, top right.
All right. So, Shadrach, you hear a man scream, the curdling scream of terror. You hear the goats like, man, like scatter in fear at the noise. And you can go first. What do you do?
So I just know that something's wrong, and I heard a man scream.
Yeah, a man scream in fear. Yeah.
Are there any windows to this house?
No, it's just like a little stone, like hut.
Okay. My speed is 25. I can get like here. Yeah, I guess I'd run my maximum distance, which is 50, and yell out to Kalimat. Where did I say I was? Oh, right there. Okay. Yep. And yell out, Kali, what's going on? I heard a scream.
Yeah. I don't know. I heard the same things you did.
Jadara, what's happening?
So as you're shouting this, we'll move on with Mama's turn. So Jadara, can you make a wisdom saving throw, please?
Yes.
Kalimite, you are immune to this effect, I think. Yeah, you're immune because you're blind. You don't see whatever it is that Jadara sees. So Jadara, you get an 11. Okay, so Jadara, you drop whatever you're holding. You become frightened, and you must move away using the dash action away from the creature at the most safest available route on your turn, unless there's nowhere to move. You can re-roll at the end of every turn. If you end your turn where you don't have line of sight to the creature, you can make the save again. So you have to run until you can't see it anymore, and then you can get another save. So what do you, I guess, Jadara, what do you see? You see it projects an image of like deep terror in your mind that you see in front of you. What is it?
The room suddenly lights on fire, and people that I knew in the past are dying all in front of me. They're getting stabbed by soldiers, and I'm seeing the people I love the most being slaughtered and butchered in front of me.
Oh yeah, killed by like court of coin soldiers.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, and they're coming for you. So on your turn, you've dropped your weapon, you drop it in terror, and then you have to run away until you get out of sight. Yeah, I think it does that, and then walks over to Dad. Kalimat, what are you gonna do?
I kind of, because the funny thing is, this is one of the spells I got.
Yeah,
and I kind of want to like incorporate that. Like, even though I couldn't see it, there was something like in the cloud or in the like when I sensed it with a bell or something like that, that I felt the action of it affect Jadara, and it kind of like seared itself, like the memory of it seared itself into my brain. So maybe when I like try and copy it, that's a good place for it to come from.
Yeah, it's something about this demon's spell has like resonated in the fabric of your soul. You've been darkened by it, and now you can use it. That's cool. Yeah, you just Mega Man this fucker. Cool. Right. What do you want to do with your turn?
So I can't really see anything. I can hear things and all that kind of stuff. And let me see here. Now with the bell, did we decide like since the bell kind of allows me to see things, like the soft chime of the bell allows me to sort of see things, is that because it was sufficient to do the suggestion? I could see like my life force and I could do it like that. Is that sufficient to do spells with?
You have a turn, right? You use it as an action, and you can see any living thing within 60 feet of you, anything with a soul within 60 feet of you, and you can cast stuff on your next turn, and then it ends at your next turn. So you would need to use it. You need to use it now, and then you have sight, and then on your next turn you can do stuff, even through walls or whatever. Yeah.
Okay, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to chime the bell to get a beat on this creature. And
okay, all right. So you see Jadara. Right, she's the closest to you. You see that wash out from you. It's like a 60-foot radius. So you sense, because you don't, it's not a physical sight. It's like your soul reverberates with them. So you feel Shadrick over here. You feel several goats. You feel Jadara, and then ahead of you, you don't see the thing the way you see everybody else. It's the inverse. It's a hole in it's a missing space. It's some like a tear. Where a normal space should be, so you can recognize it by
terrible?
Recognize it by 89 episodes, and here we are, twice in one episode. You made me want to destroy you. Okay, you know what I said about how you saw Shadrick? I've changed my mind, so we'll just move on. So yeah, you see this thing. It's a
So it's like
a
what I
void.
see for something that's living. It's like a photo negative.
Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right. So this is an interesting thing. Can I do a nature or an arcana or a history or something like that to find out what this creature is?
Make a religion check.
Okay. Or religion, whatever.
Yeah, religion's the one.
Hey!
Religion, natures of the soul. Okay, so with a 20, yeah, you've heard tell of these creatures that are a seeping wound in the fabric of reality. They call them Ramus Krills, and this is one of them, a terrible Ramus Krill, and it's here to kill you. No, I mean it's a demon. It's an Amara. It's a soul sucking hole. It's
Okay.
not a good thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You can also move. You can move.
Would I
move
know
yourself around.
like how it came into being? Like how it was summoned?
All Mara are brought into creation by human weakness, human deviation from their fate, human deviation from the teachings of the Arcana, failure, greed, lust. There's the Arcana have like 1,001 sins, and every one of them can call forth a Mara if you do them too hard.
Okay. I'm going to make my way towards the wall, so I have at least something solid to put my hands on or put my back to or whatever. And let's see. So that's a movement. Even at half speed, I could get there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to go like right there, like get with my back to the wall.
Okay. Sure. So you like run up and press yourself against the wall. Sure.
Yep. Yep. And
OG.
I'm going to do my best to use my bonus action to.
That's right. Yeah, because you got rogue stuff.
To hide, like to
make
make myself.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Make that stealth check.
I'm guessing at disadvantage because I'm blind.
No. I mean, I don't think that. Like, it's harder for you. You're standing perfectly still, so it's not like you're moving around. I don't think you're at disadvantage. No, I think it's just regular. It wouldn't make any difference on this roll, but yeah.
Right. Sure.
He's moving so slowly that we don't notice he's there. That's what's happening.
Well, the idea, this is more like he's staying quiet, right? So that the thing might walk past him if it's looking outside.
Sure.
Yes. Like
Okay. All right.
birth regulation, that kind of shit.
Yeah. Totally. Yep. Okay. Jadara.
Good to go.
My God, they found me.
Oh yeah, sorry, Yoji. I jumped ahead of you. Yeah, Yoji, please. I forgot you were at the top already.
If I move, it's 25 feet to move here. Can I make a climb action, get on top of the house?
Yeah, totally. The
Uh,
house only one story.
is that a dex check, or do you want me to just climb?
Maybe athletics to climb.
This will go well.
Okay, so you do it. You climb up onto the roof, and then the roof collapses, and you
Yeah, that's
fall
what
through
I-
into the other side. Right? It's just a thatched roof, so it can't support you. It just collapses. You fall in, and you're prone.
Okay.
You don't take any damage or anything. You don't even fall 10
Now,
feet.
do I still have 5 movement? Because I only moved 25 feet.
You moved 25, and then it was like
The action to
10
climb.
up. It was like 10 up, and then in. Yeah, and that was your action. So I don't think you have enough to get up now.
Okay, that's my round.
Ugh, so you fall down. So in this room, I didn't add the furniture or whatever, but in this room there's like some cooking stuff out here. This is the room where they like sleep in. There's a little like cook stove here. There's straw pallets, and you've just fallen into their bed, so you don't get like hurt.
Okay.
Okay, so now Jara, you can flee.
Yeah, I just say, oh my God, he found me. Just run into the barn.
Yeah, you flee into the goat barn. It stinks like goat in here, but it's not on fire, and you don't see horrible things. Let me check the DC for you. Mama, what's the DC on your skill? Shit. 14 is enough. Yep, you're fine. Yeah. So you get away. It's the end of your turn, and you make the save, and your fear subsides. Shadrick, you just see Jadara run across the room and into this goat barn.
Yeah. So something's fucked. I obviously know that. I just don't know what.
Yeah, you look.
Wait, how did
You just
Josie
look
get
over.
here? I know this just
He fell
happened,
in
but
through the roof. You saw. He totally intentionally climbed up and jumped down through the roof. Definitely.
Totally. That's definitely what happened. All right.
That's how I'll tell the
So
story.
I still don't know what the hell's happening. I just know Jadar's freaked the fuck out or feared in some sense.
Yep.
Okay. I guess, yeah, Shadrick's going to run like right over yonder.
Okay.
Is there any visibility from there? Should be,
What?
right? To the thing inside?
Nah, the door's only like
Isn't it
this
like-
wide, right?
Hmm.
It's standing there. You can't look right through the wall. There's a wall
Okay.
here. Yeah,
You're a wall here.
true.
Um,
I'm all the walls everywhere.
yeah, he'll go right here. Tactically, I don't want to get this close, but also Shadrick doesn't know what the hell's going on in there, so.
Yeah, sorry. I'll move you back. You're like, okay.
Running up like,
Someone tell me what the hell is going on.
You see Kalimat with his back against the wall.
And I just kind of like aim my face towards Shadrick's voice and just go.
I just like
Can I
find
do
a
a
Two
quick
words.
check?
First
If you
word
get-
sounds
I'm talking
like
Yeah, I guess that's the end of my turn, considering I don't know what the hell's going on.
you can hold your action. You can say if you see the
I
thing,
know.
do something.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you still got a full action available to you.
Yeah. I could hold
So
action to turn Kalimat into a beastie. Should it, should I deem it necessary?
That's something you can do.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay. So what is the trigger? You're going to polymorph Kalimat if
He's being attacked by something.
something attacks him. Okay, that sounds good.
It seems like such
Alright.
a waste of that spell, though.
Yeah, to save my life, total waste.
No, I'm just saying we don't know how powerful Mama is.
I know, I'm kidding.
So we see the gaunt demonic creature with the torn remnants of the scarlet like dress hanging off of it. It looks down at Papa and with a bloody hand just like caresses the side of his face, leaving these like dark streaks. And it growls in a voice that sounds like bone and glass being broken together. I think you can still understand it, Kalimat. How long does tongues last? An hour? All right. No one else can understand the horrible grinding sound of this thing's voice, but it says, "There, beloved. We will be together again soon. Let me just see our guests out." And then it steps towards the door.
Is that demonic, not infernal?
It is abyssal.
Oh,
is
abyssal,
the language. And it steps out, and you see it now, Shadrick. You see this thing for the first time as it steps outside. And let me see. It doesn't see Kalimat. Takes another step forward and attacks Shadrick. Yeah, because he's hiding, and there's a 25. So it just sees you, walks towards you, and it uses. So it stares at you with these like baleful eyes. I need to target you with this thing, so I have to. You make a DC 13 con save, please. DC 13 Constitution.
Oh.
Okay, all right. You are weakened for 1 minute. You get the save again, but you only deal half damage on any weapon attack that uses strength. It doesn't know that you don't do that, but just looking at it, you feel your muscles like go to like jello, and then it attacks you. So from the like blood dripping from its hand, a long spire of bone emerges, and he shoves it into your chest, or tries to. So let's see, he gets 2 attacks. Your armor class is 16.
Isn't it supposed to be higher than that with the...
I don't.
Or am I wrong about this?
I think it's 16. I think 16 is the correct armor class for you. And then it lasts for a minute. Okay, there we go. I just want to make sure that was on the board. Okay, so let me make the attacks here. So first attack is a miss. Ooh, lucky. And the second attack is a hit, but it's not a crit. I rolled a total of 20. So you take 11 damage.
Okay.
Yeah. So he just like stabs you with this bone spur, and just like stares down at you with these radiating eyes. Kalima, what would you like to do? You have advantage. You have advantage to cancel out your blindness. You still see it because of the pulse from last turn.
Cool. Okay, so cancel. So I can attack a regular attack, and since it's within 5 feet of somebody, or and 5 feet of an ally or another creature or whatever, I can do the sneak attack. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. You have advantage on the roll because you're not technically blind until the end of this turn, and then you have advantage because you're hidden. So.
Excellent. So I take out the blade, the blessing of the night serpent. I take out the blade, and I like as I'm stabbing, so not to like give away like what I'm doing, but as I'm stabbing in, I say to the creature in its own, in a language that it can understand.
Yeah.
Fate has come to reap you, and just stab in.
Cool, because these things are a manifestation of the absence of fate.
I'm going to use my inspiration to get advantage. And
you have it. You have it already because you're hidden, so you don't have to use your advantage.
Oh, okay. So I am rolling
you're
with
hidden
advantage.
from it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, you're rolling with advantage. Yeah, with your magic weapon.
All right. So here comes the blessing. Oh,
nice.
And it's a crit, but also plus 3d6 for sneak attack and plus 3d6 for psychic blade.
Ignore all the poison damage, but you do psychic blade, and which is good because it's way less likely to be immune to psychic than it is poison.
Okay, so this.
So you do 9. You do 9 plus 4 for the piercing. So I'll just take that now. Okay, and then now roll doubled sneak attack and doubled other one.
Okay, don't I get
psychic blades?
The second one over the second amount of damage, the 19?
No, you don't get poison because look, you have to coat the blade in poison first.
I'm sorry, I thought it was 2 separate damages for rolls. Never mind, my bad.
No. It's you got 9. You got 9 plus 4 for the piercing, which the overlay isn't showing right now. But you got 9 plus 4 for piercing. Now roll. What's your sneak attack normally? 3d6.
Yes, 3d6. So roll 66.
Okay, so first, 66 for the sneak attack crit. Okay. So another 17. Okay, now another 66 for the psychic blades.
For psychic blades.
Yeah. So we just see you blind, like emerge behind it and just jam the knife in its back. Yep. It shrieks in surprise and terror as the wave of your like fervor washes through it, and it just like snarls. I think it twists and like breaks the bone spear like off in Shadrick, and like snarls and opens its mouth, and it does that awful like its jaw unhinges further than it should, and it like screeches at you and sprays you with like spittle and blood.
1 second. There is another 4 that I'm seeing. On my damage it says piercing 9 plus 4 when I rolled the thing.
I got that. Yep.
4 is for the crit. Okay.
The 4 is the crit. Yeah. 9 is your regular knife damage. Another 4 for the 1d4, and then
Gotcha. Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
A total
Yeah,
of
30 piercing and 23 psychic damage. Good shot. And then you go blind. So you see the thing turn, and it's just featureless black void shrieking at you, and then it fades, and just everything vanishes. Yoji, it is your turn. You hear a loud, terrible noise.
It's half, so it's 10 movement to get up if I'm in prone.
15 if your movement is 30.
15, half your movement. Okay.
Yeah, weirdly, the faster you are, the slower you are at getting up. It takes longer,
yeah.
I guess. Movement rate's 100. It takes 50 feet to get up.
Which node would you say allows me to see around the corner? 10 or 15 if I put my back to the corner?
This one.
15?
Yeah, you'd have to be in that one. Yep.
That's where I move then. Basically,
Yep.
Can I place myself? Yeah. So like that, I kind of like.
Yeah, but you're in this square. Yep.
Yeah, I put my back up to the wall and like peer out to the right, and I just see Kalimat like hitting this thing with the dagger, and it just shrieking in pain. Basically.
Yes. Yeah. It's shrieked in rage.
All right, yeah, I'll just unload with it, or with arrows. So I can't do. Let me look at Umbral or Dread Ambusher real quick. Your first turn of each combat. So my first turn was outside, right?
Yes.
Okay. So then I will just take my normal 2 shots. Well, bonus action, I'll do Hunter's Mark on this thing at level 1, and then my 2 shots with bow, without the +1 damage, or +1 arrows. 16, does that hit?
Yes, that one hits.
So it's 7 plus 3 for Hunter's Mark. Second attack, 14. I'm assuming is a miss.
14 is a miss. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The first arrow thunks into him. The second arrow he swats out of the air and looks at you.
Now, if I want to like put myself back up against the wall where it doesn't see me, is that considered a move? Because I'm like, do I have to stay out in the open? How's that work?
You'd have to move. You'd have to move back.
Okay,
yeah, like
gotcha.
the squares are a bit funny, but yeah, you'd have to move because right now you're here technically, and then you'd want to be here.
Gotcha. I
you
just
wanna
rolled
be
a
out of the
4
way.
and a 2, by the way. I just want to put that out there. That's it for me. I'll stay out in the open. I assume I need to make a con save or whatever.
Before we move on, does this creature require concentration to keep the fear on?
The fear's gone.
Okay.
She got the save.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. So that's your turn, Yoji. Do you want to duck back? Do you have movement enough to duck back behind the thing?
No, because I stood up for 15 and moved
Right.
here in 15.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. All right, Jadara, it's your turn. You have no weapon. Your weapon is lying here.
Okay. Jadar composed herself. She realizes that she was tricked with magic. She's angry as she runs out as far as she can get in one movement. Without a weapon, and she sees the thing, and she unleashes 2 loud, piercing screams at it with Eldritch Blast.
Cool.
So
use that magic.
Does 8 force damage, and second one crits.
Nice.
17 force damage.
Nice. You blow it apart. So the scream, like you scream in it, you hit it in the back, it staggers forward, it turns around, and then the second scream, you just like let loose all that like frustration at like how dare this thing trick you, and you hit it and it just blows apart. Pieces of bloody bone and chunks of torn dress scatter basically in like a cone behind it, and it is dead. Blows out back this way.
The second that I see it drop, I just scream, "What the fuck did you 2 do?"
What?
Silence.
Hey,
What the?
I convinced them to leave, and in fact, there might be someone still alive in there.
yeah, I'm looking at him. I like draw my bow at him.
Shadrick walks up into the and sees for the first time like what's happened inside.
Mm-hmm.
You son of a bitch!
Uh-huh. He doesn't register that anyone is in his room. He's just like staring at his hands.
Wait, Shadrick, was that son of a bitch at them or at this guy?
Both.
Well, this guy obviously did wrong deeds, so we got to take him out.
So only Kalimat can understand the guy. He's muttering. He's like, I only wanted to protect them. They were going to be hurt. I thought, why let them suffer? What I did, I had to do it. It was right action. It was. And he keeps looking at the shrine, and he's like, I'm sorry, my beloved. Please forgive me. And he's turned over, and he's like bowing before the shrine and like weeping.
Is there
What did you do?
There's something in there, isn't there? There's some. He's praying.
Yeah, there's a shrine. Yeah.
Don't act like it's obvious. I can't fucking see it.
No, I'm just saying it's the heat of the moment, Kalimat. Don't get offended. There's a shrine right here in front of him. That's what he's praying to.
Lead me to him.
I'm not taking my arrow. If this guy moves an inch, he's dead. Someone
Lead me to him, Jadara, because I was obviously talking to you.
These poor
Very
children.
well.
They're just
I'm here.
dead.
I drag you with
No
me
reason.
beside me.
Everybody comes inside. And yeah, he's just like kneeling with his like forehead on the floor and like bowing and praying to the Arcana to see their souls to heaven and to reincarnate them and to forgive him for what he did. He did so out of protection. It was a father's burden to bear. It was all I could do. There was darkness coming. Darkness, the stranger said.
He's talking about the stranger. He's talking about darkness. He's definitely a tool for the Mara.
So that's one interpretation of it, and I don't know. Like I just want to level with Kalimat because I want to know where you're coming from. So yeah, maybe right. He could also have legitimately thought that killing them was the best thing for them, so they didn't get captured by this horrible monster that was going to barrel in and kill everybody.
Is that what you
might
actually
be thinking?
Or are you trying?
Yeah.
to
So is
spin-
Kalimat? Are you? Yeah. Well, I want to know what Kalimat thinks here. So if he's like assuming that and going with that, or yeah,
I'm sorry. Like I
Yeah.
may have been mixing up like my fantasy like lore and shit. When you said this,
yeah, totally.
I immediately thought of like a deity of sorts or like an anthropomorphic, personification of something. I
Right,
didn't
you
think he
can't
was
see it. So you
me.
no. So the stranger. Yeah, I mean you don't know. You don't know for sure what he's talking about. But yes, that's what he's saying, and
Okay.
he is bowing. Yeah, he's bowing before the shrine.
And I just kind of like put my hand out and put my hand on his shoulder if he lets me or whatever, if he moves.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to notice really.
I kind of crouch down beside him and I ask everybody in the house, could you give me a moment alone with him?
Yoji thinks you're gonna kill him. Oh yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'll be outside. I like walk outside.
Kalimat, what happened here?
I just needed to speak with him somewhere away from all this, all of you, basically. I'm the only one who can understand him and speak to him right now. I want to find out what happened, but in order to get him talking, I'm going to try and have a calm situation, not have 4 people looming over him. That makes
I
sense?
asked you to not have them killed. And this is what happens.
I will explain it to you as soon as I can, Shadrick. Please, a moment.
Cedric, we really need your help outside.
Shut the fuck up, Shadara!
There's a couple of goats that are going crazy. They need you to help them. I thought someone with your skill could get them safely out of
You
here.
can see Shadrick's pissed, and he's just not. He's ignoring Jadara, and he's just like,
I'll step outside, but you owe me answers.
Answers you shall have.
You walked out.
Okay. All right. So Shadow, did you go outside?
Yeah, I said, yeah. Shatter walked
Okay.
outside.
Yeah.
Okay. So go outside. A goat is chewing on a piece of the demon that's like still disintegrating. You just see a goat like reach down and pick up like a chunk of a hand and just like look at you like. Eh.
I sit
So,
there for a
meanwhile,
while
inside.
till it's like get a handful of seconds and tell everybody everything is quiet.
Mhm.
And I crouch or sit down beside him and my hand on his shoulder. What is your name?
Make a persuade check.
Okay. 15.
Okay. Yeah. He looks up at you, and he's like his face is all like tears, and he says, "Lao, Lao da, Farmer Lao, Widower Lao."
Widower.
Mm.
Well, who are you praying to?
The Arcana, heaven, and like looks up as if it's up there to look at, but it's just the roof.
Mm-hmm. Do you realize that it wasn't heaven that answered you?
That thing came for me because of I could not let her go. But them, their souls will reach heaven. They were pure. I don't care what happens to me. That's why I had to do it.
Did you try to bring your wife back?
He shakes his head. No, I just... When someone dies, you say the prayers. I could not finish them.
And would I know just from like being a part of this world that could mean bad shit happens, or?
Oh yeah, I mean, doing anything the Arcana or the priests or the church have said, like, do unto you this thing. If you don't do it, the answer to everything is like demons. Like,
Okay.
don't follow the observances, demons. Don't celebrate the appropriate holidays, demons. Don't pay your taxes, demons.
Okay. So you're saying that you sent your children back to the wheel, is that correct?
And he nods. I had to. I know that it means that I will be reborn as a slug or a kicked dog, but I do not care. If I have earned their safety with my humanity, then it is worth it.
You did this to save them from what?
The darkness you said was coming.
Ah. Well, you did the right thing.
And
You
he
saved
looks
the
at you like he's surprised, and he nods. Yes. Thank you. I did not want them to suffer.
And suffer they shall not. Be happy in the fact that they will be returned better because of their father. And I put my arms up and I go to embrace him.
Okay. Yeah. So you put your arms around him, and he
And
you can feel him like the tension, like he's just like, oh, thank, like somebody's telling me I did the right thing. Like this is exactly what he needs to like help him process this. And you can feel him like some of the tension go away. Yeah.
And then I do a hard strike of the bell.
Okay. Okay, cool. Good. Can everyone make a saving throw, please?
That's why I asked him to go outside. Is it how big is the radius? I thought like the one is 30 feet.
So I need
on the other thing.
you don't well, you know now. So DC, yeah, make a wisdom save. Make a wisdom save, everybody. I'm not gonna bother rolling for him because he has 4 hit points.
Okay.
I think I
okay. Yoji fails. So Kalimot, would you like to roll or you want me to do it?
Oh, I have to roll 2 even though the bell's inside me?
No. Do you want to roll? Would you like to do the honors or would you like me to do
the
it?
damage, yes, please. I would love to.
Yeah,
of course.
Okay. All right.
Let you
go ahead.
do it.
It's it's 8d6.
Okay. 26. 26.
Okay, so 26 isn't bad. All right. So from the house, we see this as viewers of the show. We see the house at a slight distance. We see the group of you around, and we hear the bell. Now none of you do. Only Kalimot does. We hear this boom, and the bell's ripples wash over. These 2 trees die and wither immediately. All the trees here also dead. All the goats instantly dead. Just fall over and start to decay. Everybody who got the save takes 13 damage. Yoji, you take 26 damage. The grass withers up. You get a good chunk of this field that all dies. This big like semicircle of just the grass like withers and curls up. And in your arms, Kalimot, the peasant just like turns to dust. Like he dies without even knowing it's happened. He doesn't hear the bell, none of it. He's just snuffed out, and he dies, and his body just like corrodes, and gray ash just spills down over the front of you and onto the altar with the offering incense. So the 3 of you outside, you feel a sickening wave of necrotic energy just like pass over you. You don't know its source. You just, all 3 of you feel instantly like horrible. You can feel your cells decomposing.
And I take out the blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just make like one cut right here. It's a small cut, about like half an inch. Just
Yeah. I was about to say, make a note. Okay. All right. Funny thing about the blessing, and Kalimot maybe doesn't notice this, but we definitely do. When you draw the knife across your skin, it like cuts through you've got like little like sort of scales, whatever. It cuts through that, and the knife, as the tip of the knife leaves your skin, it's immediately just scars. Like it doesn't bleed or like leave a wound on you. It just scars over as you draw the knife across. It only hurts for a second.
I get up. I kind of make my way to the wall, to the doorway, from what I remember where it is, and I just call out, "It's done. Let's set up."
Did you just do that thing that killed everything?
I think I'm throwing.
Yeah,
up.
right. Like, yeah, right. Kalimot can't see it, but yeah, there's a perfect. If we were to look at it from further away, like an isometric view, there's like a perfect ring where everything's dead. If we look at the creek, there's dead fish like floating on the surface. You killed some like moles and shit under the ground too. Just a sphere of death. Just boom.
I think by the time you walk out, I'm like finished throwing up. I like wipe my mouth. I thought you were just gonna stab him. Why the fuck did you have to use the bell, Kali? Jesus.
It's hard to explain.
Uh-huh.
It felt like it was something I had to do.
Great.
Yeah, right, Kalimat. Like you did it. I think you're aware of the feeling, but not the source of why you feel that way. But yeah, definitely, it was like, yeah, you were impelled to do it.
Yeah. The knife,
But as far, yeah,
I thought about reaching for the knife. It was so much easier. But this was the right choice.
Yeah. Let us know next time you get a feeling or feel like making a choice. All right. It's not fucking fun.
I thought you were far enough away. It won't happen again, I promise.
Yeah. Now you got to deal with Shadrick. Good luck. Like start to throw up again.
okay, yeah. So yeah, an odd calm falls over the farm, and as we fade over to a scene in the woods, and there's just like quiet. It's like a woodland kind of glade. There's some animals, and then we hear, even at this distance, we hear the faint ringing, this boom of the bell. There's like a deer or something that scampers away, and flickering into and out of existence, kind of blinking in and out, we see these kind of horrific looking creatures. JP, stay on the map screen. I want to show you a preview of it. They're kind of like oblong and covered in fur. They're made up of a mass of mouths and eyes. They resemble boars, but they have tendrils like flickering out of them in odd places. And we see 3 of these things snuffling and snorting, kind of flicker in and out of existence, and then turn towards, their nostrils flaring, turn towards the sound of the bell. Their mouths start chittering, and then they storm off and disappear as they run off towards the sound. Cool. So, meanwhile, back at the farm, we got a little while. What do you want to do? You have an ambush to prepare for.
Maybe more than one, I guess.
Well, I'm assuming Shadrick doesn't just like stop talking and walk away. So
Nope.
Yeah.
Shadrick is sitting there on the side of the building, just staring at Kali, waiting.
I can't.
I know.
Staring.
He knows this.
Want me to?
It's that type of stare in quiet that you could probably feel.
And I'm fine with that. As long as like, you know, Adam says like you feel it through everything.
Yes, I think you can sense the discomfort.
Okay. Shadrick, are you there?
What do you think?
I'm gonna go move some goats. I'll be back. And I just kind of like walk off and start dragging these goats somewhere.
All right, come here, dead necro goat.
Yeah, in a pile or something.
Yeah, necro goat is the name of Jadara and Kalimat's black metal band. Yeah, you want to just make a goat pile somewhere and light them on fire, or
I'm piling them back behind the house.
Are you gonna make a terrible effigy?
Like a goat, you're just piling them up like wood next to the shed.
Yeah.
Little goat pile over here. There you go. In case you need one for the long winter.
I also grabbed the demon. I will set that pile of
the demon is in like disintegrating chunks, so it eventually just like goes away on its own.
Okay. All right. That's what I'm doing while this yelling fest or whatever occurs.
Well, whatever's about to happen. So are we just leaving the kids like and the dad? Or, I mean, the dad's Ash now, but like the dead kids in the house, or
if Kali moves, I'll definitely like walk in there and grab the bodies. And
so we'll get to that. Okay, yeah. So you're busying yourself moving goats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got a 1 in hauling right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rimworld style.
Yep.
Well, what did you want to know, Shadrick?
What the hell happened?
Before I tell you, can you promise to at least try to believe me? Because it's very...
Depends on if you're telling the truth.
I will tell you the truth, but you have to trust me.
Choose your words carefully, Kalimat. Because if you're lying to me,
Mm-hmm.
I promise you I will know.
He says bluffing. Mechanically, I don't know, but
Very well. We enacted our little farce for the farmer and his child. They came out to meet us. We told them of a great terror that was approaching the farm and that they should leave. I described my many stops because it's a hard memory still, like describes the demon that we saw for real at the Brass City. I described our misfortune and the suffering and the burning and the screaming and the everything that accompanied the fall of the city of Brass. And I wove into it all of the skills that I've acquired from storytelling and singing. And frankly, I overshot the mark. I twisted this peasant's mind until he could see nothing but fear. He went into his own home, gathered his entire family, and killed them one by one himself to prevent them from being destroyed by the false terror that I put in his head. As far as the demon is concerned that appeared, that is something that requires more information. I don't know where that thing came from. I'm not certain at all. But I can tell you that lowly farmer feared so deeply for his family that he killed them all to prevent them from having to see what I described to him. But on the upside, he was correct. He sent his children back to the wheel, and they will be reborn.
On the upside, Kalimat, let me get this straight. You went up to a poor peasant farmer's house, a simpleton, and told him that an impending doom was coming right away. And you didn't think that maybe having zero option to run away and no other way to get around it and avoid this disaster, he might become desperate enough to do the only thing that he could do, which is try to save his children's life by killing them. That never crossed your mind. These people don't have such a sense of reason and critical thought that they might act rashly. You have a cunning tongue, Kalimat. You might do better to use it wisely before I cut it out of your mouth!
and Shadrick storms off.
Yeah.
Okay. As he gets out, the arrangement we made was to do everything in my power to prevent them from being killed. I did that. My conscience is clear. That's it.
Nice. Yeah. So obviously, Max, if you don't have advantage, go ahead and or inspiration, go ahead and mark it.
Yay!
Yeah. So you storm off, and then Kalimat, you're still standing in the door, right? No one can get at the bodies with you standing there. Do you move? Do you walk off? What do you do? So Jadara, what do you do? What do you do? Jadara, what are you doing during this whole thing?
I walked up to Kalimat and I'm like, the gnome's going to be a problem. We're going to have to take care of it. You know what I mean.
That's a bit drastic. Give him some time to cool off. He's intelligent. He'll see reason.
Better hope.
He's
You better
angry.
hope.
He's angry because there were things that were out of his control.
If he behaves like that back at the headquarters, he will be put down on the spot. If he has an outburst like that.
I understand. But that would be his choice. Like it was the farmer's choice to kill his children. I never put that idea into his head. That idea was already there.
Oh, I'm on your side. Don't worry.
There's such a good like sort of villainous angle building for Kalimat where he's developing into one of those people that makes other people do bad things, and it's like, you could have just not done it. Like, I didn't do anything. You did it. You did it all. It's so good. I love it.
Make a deal with the devil. Don't get mad that the devil fucks you over.
Yeah, right? Like, no, it's so good. This idea of just like, listen, I didn't do anything here. He was the one with the knife. I gave it to him and I told him what he could do with it, but he made the choice. It's awesome. That's really, really good.
I turned the corner from the goat collecting. They're just around.
Yeah,
there.
you've finished stacking the goat pile.
Yeah, I walk up to Colin. Not really sure what to say in this situation, but since Shadrick is in here, good job. And then I brush by him and go in and start grabbing the bodies inside. We got to clean up. They're going to be here soon.
We have a problem.
What's that? Shadrick? He
This
ran?
ring of not him. This ring of death around this house. How are we going to pass this off as a farm now?
I mean, it's not the best farm. I don't know. It is a problem, I guess. And is it the whole area of crops?
No, it's here. Let me
Just a ring?
draw. Let me do like a circle.
Okay, well, if
Let's
it's
see I can
not
draw.
all the crops, just say there's famine or something that we're dealing with it. I don't know.
Yeah,
We're
Like
simple
corpse
farmers. We don't
worm.
know any better.
All right. Well, I'll have to put that into our story. Something about the crops dying.
Yeah. You could say they were. I don't know. You're better at this than I am. Say, anyone want to help
And-
me with the kid over there? By the way, he's in 2 parts.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, I see.
Well, I'm
this
the only
is,
one that
a
can-
little darker mood than I thought, so I'm just gonna
Yes.
grab both.
I'm the only one that can do this to help you. I will help you.
Okay. Yeah, I start dragging. I got all the goats back here. We'll burn them or something.
It's actually twice. It's actually twice this big. I only made it 30 foot. It's a huge circle.
Gotcha.
Oh, and also the center should be like right.
Yeah, here. I'll just do it on the dad. I'll give him a 60-foot aura of grayness. Boom. There you go.
Nice.
So everything the gray touches is dead. Just dead. Corpseified.
Radius than I thought.
Yeah.
Duly
Boom.
noted. Mark that in the old notebook and reminder, little Google reminder saying like this is how far it goes.
Yeah.
On the when I go back inside to like grab whatever the last bit of viscera is, I finally I think make note or see the shrine. Is it like crudely constructed? Was it like melded into this? Like how is it?
So the statue of the world is a fairly typical depiction of her. Just like handcrafted, like carved out of a single piece of stone, just grayish stone. The painting is it's a drawing, maybe a charcoal drawing actually, of the woman is just on a piece of old paper. Looks like it's 20 or 30 years old. And then there's a ceramic bowl, really nice ceramic bowl actually. Like it doesn't match any of the other stuff in here. Like this is like, I was gonna call it china, but that's not. It's like not. It's just nice ceramic, and it's got fresh like rice in it, or not so fresh now, but like several hours fresh, and then a piece of incense burning in it. And I mean, it's a simple shrine.
Okay. Yeah, I'm picking parts up from it, and on the angle of the door, I'm just like cracking it on there.
Yeah.
On all the different parts. If Kali's in there too, I'm like, I'll crack a piece and turn to him. You see, Kali, this is what's wrong with the world. This preachers of heaven say that if you don't follow their will, that someone's going to get them. And then it happens. They make it true. That's why the cult's work is important.
Well, I think the mistake that you're making is that you think there is a wrong or a right.
There's not. But there's definitely a better way and a bad way. I like make one more final crack.
Yeah. So you just like you break the statue and throw its pieces into the river or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could see what this room looked like, Kalimat, you know it's the bad way.
I hazard to say that maybe my imagination is worse than the reality, but in this case, I'm not sure.
Where'd Shadrick go?
He was angry.
So Shadrick, do you want to have the last? Do you want to have the closing scene? What is Shadrick doing? You've kind of stormed off on your own. What are you doing? What do we see when you're like?
You see Shadrick walking in the forest away from them.
Mm-hmm.
So when they look around for him, he's not there. They have no idea.
So we just see you in the woods. Okay, cool. I dig it. Yeah, and then we fade to black.
Cool.
That's the episode. That's a good one.
Yeah, worked out. Let's do some shout outs and then we'll do goals and XP and call it a show. Zeke, as always, we'll start with you.
Well, I don't know about you guys, but I sure could have used a tension breaker after Shadrick stormed off because I was like,
so good.
I'll tell you, man, I felt that like down in my soul. So goddamn you, GassyMexican, that was awesome. And I had these are the moments I live for when I role play. These real, honest, like good moments, chills. My name is Ezekiel III. Thank you for tuning in today. I want to thank Max, Dan, JP, and Adam every week for making this so wonderful. And it tickles me to do this. So thank you for being here with us. I will be on Drop Frames, of course, is tomorrow right here. But after that, I'm going to have, I don't know when he's coming over, but my buddy EP Sour Kool-Aid Show is going to come over. And we're going to probably play some co-op versus games. And then and then we're definitely going to be reading an Iron Face story. So if you know what that is, it's awesome. You can Google, I think you can just Google it or put it on YouTube, like Iron Face reading or something like that. You might find it in there if you want a taste of what it is, but it's like a 10-year-old's story of a homicidal, unstoppable killer. It's fantastic. Complete with spelling errors and plot holes and all that shit. So follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, all at or / Ezekiel_III. I'm still in the middle of doing my Fist of the North Star, so I'll continue that on Thursday. That's all I got. All right.
Cool. Dan's Gaming. Do some shout outs, sir. Sorry to interrupt your drink. Do some shout outs.
Wow, that was a great episode. That was from start to finish a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on the show again. It was my name's Dan's Gaming. I'm a variety streamer on Twitch. I'm currently playing through Pathfinder Kingmaker and Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and having a lot of fun with those games. I'll be live tomorrow with both of those. Thanks for making a great show, GassyMexican, Zeke, Adam, JP, and our good friends Damara, which showed up today. It's always fun when they show up, and I can't wait to see how we somehow set up this ambush for next week. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I started this episode like, how are we going to fuck this up? And then in a way that I didn't even conceive, we have.
There's always a way. There's always
good.
a way.
It's good. Yeah. Mr. GassyMexican, some shout outs, sir.
What a show!
I knew some stuff was going to happen just based on where things were going and where Shadrick was at in his head. It's going to be fun to talk about. The post show was a blast as always. Thanks to Adam for doing what he does and setting us up for these awesome journeys and drama and whatnot. Of course, to JP, Dan, and Zeke to being a part of it and being awesome cast members to do it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be casting a little bit later tonight. I'm going to check out Overkill, The Walking Dead, that beta that's going on with some other buddies of mine. If you want to check that out, awesome. Feel free to follow on the Twitters and all that for information, all that. All my stuff is GassyMexican on YouTube, Twitter, and all that stuff. So if you're interested in anything that I do, cool. See you guys next time.
Cool. We will see you then. And last but not least, Adam, thanks for doing this after being sick and still probably sick.
Dude.
It was fun.
Yes, I'm still very sick. My drugs have begun to ran out, so I'm
Yeah.
going to take some more of those as soon as we're done. Thanks for coming, everybody. My name's Adam Coble. I'm the Dungeon Master. I did the bad thing today. Well, Zeke did the bad thing. I just explained how it happened. You can, if you want to.
Don't put that on me. It's not my fault.
Listen, I am the uncaring universe, Zeke. You do the bad thing, and I just punish you for it. You can find me at twitch.tv/Adam Coble or on Twitter at skinnyghost. Right now on Twitch, I'm playing some Pathfinder, and I've been getting back into that Magic the Gathering arena. So you can find me doing those things. But you can also find me right here tomorrow, right after Drop Frames, GMing some cool people on the space adventure that is Far Verona. We're going to be picking chunks of a priest off the walls. So if you haven't watched it, tune in. Far Verona's great stuff. That's it. The Q&A thread is live. I posted the thing in chat. I was ready this time. I did it right away. And that's it. That's it for me.
Cool. Let's do some goals, and then we'll call
let's do goals.
The show.
All right. So everybody worked towards the group goal.
Whoa,
Oh, Jesus.
Flying Fish, thanks for the 100 gifted subs. Fucking weirdo.
Trying to experience here, Flying Fish. Jesus, man.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, cool. That's exciting. So yeah, everybody worked towards the cult goal. So everybody gets their level times 50 experience to begin with. And then you get your individual goals. So Kalimat.
Mm-hmm.
You work towards the secret one.
Mm-hmm.
You work towards the one where because the work towards the ambush is working towards your other one. So you work towards 2. I think you just work towards all 3 of yours actually. Yeah. Mark 50 times your level 4 times total for you.
Cool.
Yoji. You worked on but didn't finish. You didn't learn anything about Ikatsu, but you made a roll. You tried.
Yeah. It's gonna be tough to do without it identifying.
Did you and Shadrick? Did you try to figure Shadrick out? I feel like I remember
I
a
got
conversation
him to admit that he went and talked.
Oh,
to
that's
that
right.
person.
Yes. Yeah. So you I don't know. Do you know Shadrick's true intentions? I mean, he did say he wants to like.
I think it was.
He wants to
definitely
look
work
after the
towards,
bell.
but- Yeah, maybe. I
No,
mean,
I think I'd give you this one.
okay.
Okay,
I won't
so
talk myself
it's
out of it or talk you out of it.
yeah, it's 50 times your level 3 times, and then the one that you resolved is what level are you?
9.
9. Okay, the one you resolved is another 2,200. Another 2,200.
You said 50 times my level 2 times? No, 3 times.
Yeah, 50 times your level 3 times,
Okay.
and then everybody basically just gets bonus XP because you have the cult goal. Okay, great, good work.
You said it was
Jadara,
2250. Sorry to get you to repeat it again.
2,200.
2200.
Yeah, 2,200. Jadara, let's see. You worked on keeping Kalimat alive, and you worked on preparing an ambush. But you haven't worked on or achieved learning the identity of the mystery woman. So you get 50 times your level 3 times. Okay. Shadrick, you get 50 times your level twice. 1 for the cult goal, 1 for trying to work towards making sure the bell doesn't get misused. I would say you're going to need to rewrite this one because you worked towards it, but you kind of failed. The bell is being misused like all the time.
Yeah.
So this one needs a rewrite, but you still work towards it. And then you achieve 2 easy goals. What level are you? 8?
Mm-hmm.
So you get 1,800 on top of your 50 times.
On top of the 800 already, so 1,800. Okay.
Yeah. So 2,600. Yeah. Cool. That's it. Good work, Kirby. Lots of XP for everybody this session.
Yeah. I'm not going to say how far I am, actually. Let's do that.
Oh, come on.
No, because
You'll
Adam
be
will
one off next time.
Adam will give us one less XP next time, and it'll fuck me.
I don't have nuanced control over that. The minimum, if you get any experience, the minimum
says
amount
that.
is your
It
level
says that,
up.
But it happens all the time.
Yeah, I'd like to make an insight roll on that, Adam.
Yeah, you
fucking
get
liar.
1,199 experience because I don't know. I just feel like it. What are you gonna do? Go cry to Matt Mercer about it.
Exactly. Yep. I'll go let him know.
I will tomorrow.
I will tomorrow. Yeah. All right, we're
Yeah,
out
you
of
better.
here. I think we're yeah. I guess we're good for next week. I kept thinking that for some reason TwitchCon was going to interfere with this, but no, we're good. We're good to go. So
Yeah, we're good for next week.
we're out. We'll see you next week, every Tuesday, 6 o'clock Eastern. Have a good one. Bye bye.